Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're really getting into the head of, well, Robinson Crusoe. Specifically his early days. Based on this text, we've got Robinson Crusoe in levels.
Right. It presents his story, those initial bits, the journey, the shipwreck, the first couple of years, in pretty straightforward English.
Yeah.
Makes it very accessible.
Exactly. And our mission, for you the learner, is to pull out the key stuff about resilience, resourcefulness, and maybe surprisingly, the mental side of being utterly alone.
Yeah, it's a fantastic lens. It lets us look past the sort of adventure story surface and see what's really going on. How does someone cope when pushed to the absolute limit?
Because we've all thought about it, haven't we? What would I actually do if stranded? This gives us a surprisingly real, sometimes raw look at that.
It really does.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Chapter 1, family. Where does he start from?
Well, the text grounds him firmly. He's 18, English family, but his father's German. They're comfortable, financially secure. He's had good schooling.
So, not exactly starting from hardship. A pretty privileged setup.
Definitely. Which makes his later experiences even more stark. The contrast. He had a path laid out.
A stable path his father wanted for him. A good businessman, his dad.
Understandably. But Robinson, well, he had other ideas.
The call of the sea.
Pretty much that classic wanderlust. He just really wanted to travel, see new places, new people.
And that didn't sit well with his father's plans for him. A direct clash.
Absolutely. His father spells it out. Travel is dangerous, is uncomfortable. You could even die. No sugarcoating.
Blunt warnings.
Very. But what's interesting is Robinson's reaction. He hears the dangers. He acknowledges them, sort of. But the appeal of the unknown is just stronger.
Maybe youthful confidence? Or just pure curiosity?
Could be a bit of both. That allure of new countries and new people, as the text says, just outweighed the risks in his mind.
And his mother wasn't on board either.
No, she loved him, clearly, but she agreed with his father. His place was in England, where life was safer, more predictable.
So parents united against his dream.
Which makes his next move quite bold, really. He goes anyway. Defies them both.
How does he start?
He joins a friend, hops on a ship in Hull, heading for London. Seems simple enough.
But it's his first taste of the sea, and it doesn't go to plan, does it?
Not for long. The first hour or so is fine, pleasant even. Then bam, a serious storm blows up.
Reality check.
Big time. Suddenly all those adventurous dreams, they meet real fear. He's wishing he was safe at home in his comfortable bed. It's a powerful moment of regret.
Good doesn't stick.
Remarkably quickly, no.
Yeah.
The storm passes, he gets some sleep, someone comforts him, and, well, the dream of traveling just floods back in.
Wow. Resilient. Or maybe just quick to forget the bad parts.
It's hard to say for sure. Maybe a bit of that youthful ability to bounce back, to not dwell on the fear once it's passed.
Okay, so he's still set on adventure. Chapter 2 brings another storm.
Oh, yes. And this one's described as much, much worse. A bigger storm. The waves are like mountains. Other ships look like toys. Even the experienced sailors are scared.
That tells you something.
It really does. Then they discover a hole in the ship. Water's pouring in.
Panic stations.
Absolutely. Robinson freezes up initially, just paralyzed by fear. Someone has to basically shout at him, get him helping to pump the water out.
Shows how fear can grip you.
Definitely. But then the captain fires a gun, the signal for a major problem. The ship's broken, filling fast.
No saving it.
No. Despite pumping like mad, it's lost. They have to abandon ship.
How do they get out?
They're lucky. A small boat from another ship manages to reach them just in time. Their own ship sinks barely 15 minutes later. Talk about close.
Incredible. So they make it to land.
Yes, they do. And people on shore help them out, give them some money even. Enough to get back to London or Hull.
The sensible choice would be Hull, straight home, right?
You'd think. Especially after 2 near-death experiences. But no, he chooses London.
Still chasing something.
Seems like it. Maybe opportunity. Or maybe just not wanting to go home, having failed. In London, he meets a ship's captain heading to Africa.
And sees a chance.
A chance to make money this time. The captain talks up the trade possibilities in Africa.
So it shifts from pure adventure to business.
It seems to blend together now. Travel and profit. And that first trip, it actually goes really well. He makes a lot of money.
Success. That must have fueled his ambition.
Totally. Now he wants more travel, more business. He even starts learning how to handle a ship himself. He's getting competent, independent.
But his luck runs out on the second Africa trip.
Disastrously. A pirate ship attacks them. Fast. Brutal.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The text says the pirates kill the crew and Robinson. He's taken prisoner, a slave.
What a reversal. From success back down to absolute zero.
Exactly. All that ambition, the money, the plan's gone, just like that. Which brings us to chapter 3.
Life as a slave must have been grim.
The text paints it that way. Hard work for the pirate captain, in the house, the garden, and always that deep longing to be free again, a constant ache.
But there's a human element even there. He meets someone.
Yes, a beautiful young woman. She's also enslaved, working in the house.
A connection.
A powerful one, it seems. They don't speak the same language, but the text says there's this unspoken understanding. They find happiness just being near each other.
Wow, even in that situation.
It really speaks to that fundamental human need for connection, doesn't it? He believes they're falling in love, but it's tinged with sadness because of their circumstances.
Complicated. And dangerous, probably.
Very. But this connection and his own yearning for freedom fuels his desire to escape. The opportunity arises through these fishing trips the captain takes him on.
Fishing trips?
Yeah, with him and a young boy. One time, fog rolls in, they get a bit lost, maybe that plants a seed. Then the captain plans a longer trip with more supplies, food, water, guns.
The tools for escape.
Robinson sees it immediately. This is his chance to run away.
But what about the young woman?
That's the difficult part. The text makes a point of saying he's sad he can't take her. It adds this layer of, moral weight to his decision. Freedom for him means leaving her behind.
That must have been tough.
The description of their last morning is quite moving. No words, just this shared look, understanding, sadness. A silent farewell. It's really quite poignant.
So chapter 4, the escape itself.
Right. He goes out on this fishing trip again, this time with the boy and another man who's acting as their boss for the day.
And he makes his move.
Decisively. He pushes the boss overboard, then uses one of the guns to make sure the man can't climb back in. It's ruthless, but it's survival.
What about the boy?
The boy immediately sides with Robinson, shows loyalty, which is crucial. Now it's just the two of them.
Free, but vulnerable.
Absolutely. They sail away from the pirate land, catch a good wind, but after about 6 days, they desperately need fresh water.
Yeah, they have to risk landing.
Yes, at night. And it's scary. They hear all these wild animal noises from the shore. A reminder that escaping humans means facing nature's dangers.
It doesn't take long for trouble to find them.
No. The boy sees these shapes swimming in the water towards them, gets terrified.
What does Robinson do?
He grabs a gun, shoots at one of the animals. Doesn't necessarily hit it, but the noise scares them all off. Quick thinking, resourceful.
They manage to find water and food.
They do. Fresh water, thankfully. And the boy manages to catch a chicken. Small victories, but vital.
But the danger isn't over. There's a lion.
Yes. Another day, getting water, they spot this huge lion just sleeping nearby. 20 meters away, the text says.
That's incredibly close.
Terrifyingly close. And then it wakes up and charges.
Oh my God.
He reacts fast. He has 3 guns ready, shoots once, twice, a third time, and kills it.
Incredible nerve.
Absolutely. Survival instinct kicking in. They can't eat the meat. Apparently it's bad, but he takes the skin. Practical, thinking ahead, perhaps.
Okay, chapter 5. They keep going.
They do. Sailing south, they stop for water again, and eventually they see people on a beach. Men, women, children.
Another potentially risky encounter.
Could have been. But these people seem cautious, not hostile. They offer food, but leave it on the ground for Robinson and the boy to collect, keeping their distance.
A sign of peace, maybe?
It seems so. And then Robinson gets a chance to repay their caution. 2 wild animals attack a girl from the group.
And he has the guns.
Exactly. He shoots one dead, scares the other off, protects the girl.
How do the people react?
They're amazed, probably never seen a gun before, and incredibly grateful. They give him and the boy more food and water. It's a positive interaction built on mutual caution and then a helpful act.
And then the big moment. A ship.
The boy spots it first, and his immediate reaction, fear. He thinks it's pirates again.
Understandable after what they went through.
Totally. But Robinson looks closer, recognizes it. It's not pirates, it's Portuguese.
Hope.
Massive hope. They fire a gun to signal it. A gamble, really.
Does it work?
It does. The ship sees them, changes course, comes towards them. They're rescued.
What a relief. Finally safe.
Well, safer. There's a language barrier at first. They can't really communicate.
Another challenge.
But then luck strikes again. They find a Scottish sailor on board who can translate, so Robinson can finally tell their whole story.
And the Portuguese sailors.
They're kind, welcoming, let them stay on board. The captain even offers to buy their little escape boat, gives Robinson a fair price for it.
That's decent of him.
It is. And there's the question of the boy's future. The captain wants to take him on, train him as a sailor.
How does Robinson feel about that?
He's a bit hesitant initially, maybe feels responsible for the boy, but he agrees in the end. It's probably the best chance the boy has.
So the boy stays with the ship and Robinson.
He heads on to Brazil with them. Chapter 6 starts there.
A new beginning. Again.
Yes. 20 days later, they arrive. He says goodbye to the boy, the sailors, and starts fresh in Brazil.
What does he do there?
He connects with people who own sugar plantations, makes friends, learns Portuguese, uses the money from selling his boat to buy his own land.
And gets into the sugar business himself.
That's right. And he's good at it. Over 2 years, his plantation grows, becomes successful. He seems to be settling down, finding stability.
Is this finally it? The stable life his father wanted?
It looks that way for a while. After 3 years, he feels he needs help running things. A friend introduces him to his daughter. She's 18.
A potential wife.
And it develops that way. She starts working for him, housekeeping, cooking. He realizes he's falling for her.
Does anything happen?
Apparently, she gets sick for a while, and he misses her terribly. That seems to crystallize his feelings. When she's better, there's a moment, a kiss. He asks her father for permission to marry.
Proper, traditional.
Very. They get married just 2 months later.
So, settled down, married, successful plantation, happy ending.
It seems like it should be. They're making plans, family, bigger house, but then...
Oh no, not again.
That old restlessness, maybe? Or just the lure of a quick profit. He starts thinking about Africa again. Business. A way to make money faster for their future plans.
He just can't stay put.
It seems not. The opportunity comes up, 3 friends invite him on a voyage to Africa for trade, and he agrees.
Despite having this new life, a wife.
Yes. He says goodbye to his wife, expecting to be back relatively soon. They set sail in September. Big ship, 17 men, lots of goods for trading. Chapter 7 begins.
The fateful voyage.
Indeed. It starts well, good weather, but then a hurricane hits.
Not again. His luck with storms is terrible.
Cruelly awful. It damages the ship badly. They can't reach Africa. The captain wants to turn back, get repairs, but Robinson disagrees, wants to push on somehow.
Stubborn. Or just committed.
Hard to say. But then, before they can decide, a second hurricane strikes, even stronger than the first.
This is it, isn't it?
This is the big one. Amidst the chaos, someone shouts, "Land!" Just as the ship slams into something, runs aground in shallow water, hard.
Broken.
Completely broken. Water rushing in. They have no choice but to take the ship's small boat. All 17 of them pile in.
Into that storm.
Into monstrous waves, extreme wind. The boat is just tossed around, pushed towards rocks. It's chaos.
And then the wave?
A huge wave, described as like a mountain, just crashes down on them, overturns the boat. Robinson is dragged under, tumbled around, fighting for air.
Does he think he's going to die?
Almost certainly. But somehow, miraculously, he gets pushed towards the shore. He manages to grab onto a rock, pull himself up onto a small beach.
Alive.
Weak, battered, but alive. He lies there just exhausted.
But the others, his friends.
He looks around, sees nothing. No one. He realizes he's the only one, the only survivor. All his friends, everyone else from the ship, gone, dead.
Utterly alone. That's devastating.
The beginning of his famous isolation. Chapter 8, Island.
What's his immediate situation?
Dire. He's soaked. No spare clothes, no food, no water, no weapons, except for one small knife he happened to have. And he's terrified of wild animals, completely vulnerable.
First priority. Water.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He manages to find a little stream or river, drinks deeply, basic survival needs kick in.
Where does he spend the first night? You can't just sleep on the beach.
No, too dangerous. He finds a big, thick tree and climbs up into it, spends the night there for safety. Smart move.
And the next day, what does he see?
The sea is much calmer, and he sees the wreck of their ship, still stuck out there and not too far from shore.
A potential lifeline.
Exactly. He decides to swim out to it, finds a rope hanging down, manages to climb aboard.
Is there anything useful left?
It's a treasure trove, relatively speaking. No people, obviously, but dry food, rum, critically, 4 guns and gunpowder. A carpet, even.
Yeah.
And the captain's dog is alive on board.
A companion. That must have been huge.
Immense, you'd imagine. Not just practical, but emotional support. So he needs to get all this stuff ashore.
Oh.
He builds a raft. Hard work, but he manages it. Loads up the supplies, the dog, and paddles it all back to the beach.
Resourceful already.
He has to be. Then he climbs a hill nearby to get a look around, see where he actually is.
And what does he see?
He sees he's on an island. There are a couple of smaller islands